Okay, good morning. Thank you for joining us for this week's weekly Wednesday presentation from Aging Life Services with Catholic Charities. This presentation is being recorded and will be uploaded to the Otsego County Office for the Aging Facebook page and to our county website. I ask that everyone except the presenters and myself keep your videos turned off and that you remain muted unless you have a question. Please feel free to unmute yourself and ask questions as we move through the presentation. You can also use the chat feature if you prefer, and I will ask those questions for you. For those who are new to Wednesday presentations, we host presentations every Wednesday using the same link at 11 a.m. Topics are on various community-based organizations and topics relevant to long-term services and support. This was established in October of 2020 as a way to continue education on services and supports amid a global pandemic. For those who do not know me, my name is Alicia Chase. I am Otsego County's long-term care coordinator. My role here at Office for the Aging is to supervise the New York Connects program, which provides information and assistance on all long-term services and supports available in Otsego County. Although my office is under Office for the Aging, we are unique in that we are able to help anyone of any age who is looking for help navigating the complicated long-term care system. We can help people who just need information and assistance, who need referrals to other community-based organizations, who need help with applications, who need help seeking information or admission to adult homes or nursing home placement. If you're unsure if New York Connects can help you or your loved one or your client, please do not hesitate to reach out to us. We also have a New York Connects partner, Vince Baker, with the Independent Living Center in Oneonta. Those wishing to reach out to me can do so by calling Office for the Aging at 607-547-4232. At this time, I'll turn the program over to Marlene, Jennifer, and Jen with the Catholic Charities program for today's presentation.
Right. Thank you, Alicia. Good morning, everyone. I'm happy to be here to talk to you today about our Aging Life Services program. Some of you may have heard a little bit about it over the past year. But the timing right now to talk to you about this is good because as things are changing out in the community, we are able to look at our program and kind of refocus the services back to its original intent. This program started just back in January of 2020. So we were just getting underway when the pandemic hit. So we were just starting program development activities, getting things in order, staff hired, that sort of thing when everything was shut down. So as the staff continued to do the program development piece remotely for the following 3 or 4 months or so, they were able to go back out in the community, they started really focusing on providing the needs to the clients, which turned out to be a little bit different than the way the program was originally intended. So if you've had some experience with this program, the way I'm going to describe it today might be a little bit different than what you have thought it was in the past. So like I said, so this is a good opportunity for a kind of a reframing what the program's intent is and how it operates. So basically, as I said, it's a brand new program. It's funded by a private foundation. So we are building it as focused on our Catholic Charities mission and the needs of the older adults out in the community. We have this same program operates right now in Columbia County. What Aging Life is it's a client-centered, comprehensive program designed to meet the needs of the older adults in the community. And the really unique part about it, I think, is we're able to provide the services in the home. So we're focused on helping individuals age in place and be able to do that in their home and meet them where they are at and identify their own needs. There are 2 components, if you will, to the program. The first point is case management, or the position of elder care manager, which for this program is Jennifer Doherty, who you don't see, but you see her name there. She is the elder care manager for this program in Otsego County. That is the point of entry into the program. So if there's a referral to be made for the program, it comes in through Jennifer, and then she conducts her assessment, and then the needs are identified from there. And the second component of the program, if the need is for in-home non-medical assistance, then that connection is made to Jen Bullard, who's the other staff person, who then identifies volunteers to provide non-medical in-home services to older adults out in the community. So that's just kind of the very general overview. Let me dig down a little bit further to give a little more detail. So who does the program serve? We are focused on serving older adults in Otsego County, age 60 or older. Again, we're a private foundation funded, so we do have a little bit of wiggle room in the age. So if there are circumstances that someone just a little bit younger than 60 needs the service, we can certainly entertain that idea. And what the program does, or the age is 60, and then it's there to serve any older adult in need, whether it's individuals who are in crisis at the moment or in immediate need for services, or individuals who are realizing that they don't kind of have all their ducks in a row and really need some assistance lining up everything that they might need in order to age in place. So depending on what the need is how the services will look and what the program will look like. So what happens for the program is a referral is made, and that can be made by the individual. It can be made by family. It can be made by a service provider with appropriate consents in place. And as I said, the initial referral goes to the elder care manager. What Jennifer does then with that referral is she goes out, and now that we can, again, we weren't able to do this initially, goes out into the home and meets with the individual in whatever component of their family they so desire, and does a complete assessment. Now, these assessments are a little bit different than what some of us in the aging field may be used to in terms of, assessing daily living skills or things like that. It is looking at a much bigger whole life, whole person, client-centered things. So everything is looked at through the process of the assessments. We're looking at crisis intervention. Is there an immediate need? What things need to happen right now? We're looking at the health situation and evaluating what all those issues may be for the individual. We're looking at the financial situation and assessing what those needs are. We're looking at housing. We're talking about legal. We're looking at any need for advocacy of things that may be going on in their life right now that they may need some help with. We're looking at what the available resources are within the community and within the family to be able to help the individual. And then we're looking at the family, what is the family unit? So after gathering all of this information, Jennifer is able to put together a plan that can identify what the needs are. Then that plan it's an active living plan that Jennifer uses to guide her activities as she works with this client or couple or family, whatever the client is identified as being right then. So, and again, all the areas that she looks at, what the activities are going to look like are going to be a little bit different. There may be people that she's working with that really is just putting this plan in place. They have no immediate needs, so she's able to continue to monitor and be there for help and support. And I should also point out too that Jennifer's background, she's a master's level counselor. So one of the roles that our elder care manager can also fill is that counseling piece, to be there and available to older adults out in the community as they may go through life transitions, and have somebody, again, that they can talk to in their home. They don't have to go out to an appointment at somebody's office. So she is there to be able to provide that ongoing support as well. So she'll identify the plan. Everything is kind of laid out of how this is going to work, what context's going to be, and then that plan is implemented. So then the potential comes in then for our second component of the program, which is a volunteer services. If the need, we know that a lot of older adults, particularly out in the rural areas, have a need for some type of assistance to be able to remain living at home. So whether it's somebody to take them to the grocery store, or somebody to go grocery shopping for them, somebody to take them running around errands in the community, somebody just to engage with socially, either in the home or out in the community, whatever very non-medical social type needs may be met. So we use volunteers to be able to provide those services. So Jen Bullard, the other staff person, is responsible for recruiting and training and matching, identifying the volunteers that will provide the services to the clients that are being served by the case management component. So say Jennifer has a client who needs somebody to provide help grocery shopping. Jennifer will let Jen know. Jen goes through her roster of volunteers she may have, is able to identify a person in that area who wants to provide that service, and then refers that person to that client. And then on an ongoing basis, this gets a little bit confusing because of two Jennifers here, but Jennifer, the case manager, maintains that contact with the volunteer, and the volunteer reports back and forth to the case manager so that piece is whole. Jen, the volunteer person, is responsible for recruiting and training and kind of managing the overall core of volunteers that are needed. And if there's a need that's identified that she doesn't have a volunteer for, say Jennifer gets a client in an area where there is no volunteers, Jen will, then her responsibility is to go out and really work on trying to find volunteers in that area to match it up. So then it's an ongoing process. So, and again, because it's a program that we are developing, we developed as we went along. We had to meet some immediate needs. So Jennifer, both of them, have been out doing a lot of services. So we're trying to kind of get back to reframing it as the program was intended. But we're able to, be there for the client, meet the needs, connect people out in the community who may need some, immediate resources that are available, and then to also have volunteers available to go out and do that. If people come in who they're really, which a lot of the referrals that we've seen have been clients who are, their only need that they can identify right then is somebody to take them to the grocery store. We certainly are happy to work with individuals like that, but it will still become a client of the program through the case management aspect, because chances are sooner or later this person's going to need more than just somebody to take them to the grocery store. So to maintain that case, to have that open, even if it's infrequent contact, to have the ability to have somebody to know that we don't have to go through this whole process again as the needs change. So it's aging in place with the individuals in their community, providing the services that they need. In a very quick nutshell, that's the program. Jennifer or Jen, if you want to have anything that you want to add or say at this point? No?
I just want to say that it's been wonderful working with the clients that we've serviced over the past, almost a year for me. And looking forward to getting into the program the way it was designed. I think it's going to be really good. So I welcome any questions, of course.
And we have worked with over, I think at this point, it's just close to 45 clients or so at this point that we've been either providing case management services, making those referrals, doing that advocacy, providing a lot of volunteer services. And as I said, Jennifer and Jen, because the need was there and we didn't have volunteers a year ago, they went out and were actually doing the services. So now that we're able to do it a little bit differently, Jen can get on her bit of a role of being out there recruiting volunteers and getting those folks set up.
If you have any questions, you can go ahead and unmute yourself and ask those questions, or you can type them in the chat and I will read them for you.
Jen, you want to make a plug for volunteers?
Yeah, I was going to send it in there, but I didn't want to cut anybody off. Yeah, currently we have 9 volunteers. They are serving throughout the county, but our biggest needs right now are in the more of the rural area edges of the county. It's a lot easier when you have towns in the middle of the county. People are more willing to travel to those areas. So really we're starting to really target in the areas of Edmiston, Worcester, Skanevis, and South New Berlin. Those are my greatest needs right now. So that's where my aim is at right now, making contact with different various organizations, looking for volunteers, trying to get out in those areas and look for people who are willing to serve these people. And I mean, I can't say enough about our clients. They're wonderful people. They have stuck with us through thick and thin with COVID. They've been very flexible in terms of what we've had available for them. So the more we can meet their needs, the better off they're going to be. So if you know anybody that's looking for something that's just so rewarding and just spend some time with some wonderful people, we would love to have them.
And when volunteers come on board, Jen does the full intake process of application, background checks. Everybody who's going to be working one-on-one with clients have background checks done. We have a comprehensive training that everybody goes through so that they are aware of, what their roles are and the boundaries and confidentiality. So everybody is thoroughly trained that way. If volunteers can identify what it is that they want to do. So if somebody wants to be a friendly caller, which is a category that we really didn't even talk about from the beginning, but has become something that is being used a lot, then that's all they have to do. And they can take one client, they can take 4 clients, they can identify, we just match the client's needs of what they're looking for, so that it with the volunteer experience, this model of a program typically ends up becoming where these volunteers connect with these individuals for long term. And not in this program, but my experience in similar programs has been that sometimes the volunteers will disconnect with the program and just continue that friendship with these older adults that they've connected with out in the community.
And I was going to say also that we've had volunteers that have started as friendly callers, and as things have opened up, they've wanted to get more involved, and they're taking people grocery shopping now, they're transporting, and they're doing different things, and it's very enjoyable for them.
And from the case management side, I mean, I'm sure Jennifer can speak to too. If you know of clients that, again, you're not sure if the program can help them or what it is, don't hesitate to reach out to her to do that. She's seen anything and everything, I think, in terms of needs that go on. So no problem too big or too small.
Are there no questions? This is a quiet group today. I'll give it just another minute or two.
And for those of you that don't know too, the program right now, both Jennifers are based out of our Catholic Charities office in Oneonta, as well as remotely. They've been splitting time at home. So that's the home of the program right now, is right in Oneonta.
Hi, this is Marianne Garrity. I'm a social worker with Oneonta Dialysis and at-home care. And I'm sorry if I missed this, but is there an income eligibility requirement?
No, there is not. There's no income connected to it all. There's no income, there's no diagnosis, no disability. It's just what over the age of 60 and has a need.
Great, thanks. Also, do you have any Spanish-speaking staff?
No Spanish-speaking staff. Volunteers, Jen? No. No.
Not at this point. Okay, thank you. Sounds like a great program. Though I'll be reaching out for sure.
Excellent.
Jen and Jennifer, you want to give your contact number so folks have that?
Sure. I can be reached on my work cell. It's 518-545-6631. And the Oneonta office is 607-432-0061. And the extension in the office is 122.
And the office is for both of us.
Right.
Same voicemail. My cell is 518-410-3742. And you're most likely to catch me more on my cell than on the office, but absolutely, as soon as we get a message, of course, we'll return it.
Emails?
Yes. Mine is J Bullard, BULLARD, at Cath, CATH, chair, CHAR, SCHDY.org. It's long.
Yeah, we have really long email addresses.
I know. And so mine would be, let's see, J Doherty, DOHERTY, at Cath, CATH, chair, CHAR, Schenectady, SCHDY.org.
And we do have a question. For people who are in an MLTC, For things that are not covered by the MLTC, would your volunteers be able to help them? For the non-medical, the social pieces that are not covered by Medicaid?
Yes, if there's volunteers available, and again, it would be a, they would go through Jennifer, through the case manager, to make that referral in to go out and do the assessment and identify what the needs are, and figure out, what, if there's needs that aren't being met and there's, it's a match there, then yes.
Many times these people already have like a care manager through the MLTC or another agency, so that part's probably already been done.
Yeah, unfortunately, the way the program is designed is we're not just a direct volunteer component, it's a service of the program itself. So even if Jennifer doesn't, when she goes out to do the assessments, it's not, if those needs are all being met, if, like Jennifer says, what's your, health needs, and the answer is, well, we're with an MLTC, we have all these things taken care of. Okay, check, that's done. It doesn't, we don't have to do another repetitive, in-depth, deep assessment for that. But it does become a client in the program, and that's through that role, which is called the care manager. If then it comes down to the need is something that is not being met that a volunteer could do, then it's a connection to the volunteer. And again, we have to track, our funding source requires us to track services through the case management side of it and what happens, and then the volunteer is connected that way.
Okay.
It's not a standalone program.
Anyone else have any other questions? You're welcome. I can't believe there's no more questions. All right. Well, they put their information in the chat here, so if you didn't get it, you have a minute to grab it. And thanks for joining us today.
Yeah, so thank you all for joining and for the opportunity to talk about the program, and I'm sure you'll be seeing and hearing more about it out and about.